Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Ace Alliance podcast. Today, we're talking about something every operator and affiliate deals with daily, which is traffic. Where it comes from, what it costs, and what actually delivers results. The industry keeps growing, but at the same time, getting quality traffic is getting quite hard. So, the costs are up, rules are tighter. What worked a year ago won't always hold up today. So the question is very simple. Where should you actually be putting your attention right now? And to get into this, I'm joined by Mikhail Zhukov, head of the CPM Department at Adsterra. Mikhail, it's great to have you with us today. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for the invitation. Really glad to be here. Everything's going good. Finally, we met 2026. Numbers are going a little bit slowly, unfortunately, comparing with 2025, but year sounds promising, and hopefully we'll reach new heights, new insights, and we will share something interesting in the end of the year as well.
Amazing. And I'm keeping fingers crossed for 2026. Um, and Mikhail, for those who may not be so familiar with Adsterra, could you tell us a bit more about the company and your role there?
Yeah, sure. I'm head of CPM department. CPM is a pricing model when you're paying for 1,000 impressions. Adsterra is a global network working with worldwide traffic. We have a really nice inventory starting from pop unders, in-page push, native ads, pre-roll, and so on. So we are working with more than 40K direct publisher. It's web traffic mostly, with all verticals what we have in affiliate marketing and especially with iGaming. My personal expertise is coming from Adsterra mostly. It's more than 7 years in a row I'm working with iGaming and with big operators, self-media buyers, media groups, and so on. We're doing great numbers, revenue, insights. We're recording podcasts, participating in a discussing panel. One of the latest one was in SBC, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we're trying to share with expertise to help our partners to receive good numbers in iGaming, VPNs, utilities, antiviruses, and so on. So that is Adsterra.
That sounds amazing. And you just mentioned that you've been in iGaming for about 7 years. What brought you to that industry?
So yeah, we opened something new for us working with iGaming. Honestly, when we started working with web traffic and tier free sources, we had some rumors, so some opinions that it's not working for gaming, and we didn't believe. We start do our best. We find the solution, the strategies, optimization stuff, features. We understand how users are working, how works creatives, how to make implementation, how make a localization, how to improve results using Adsterra and the similar ad networks. And more than 7 years already, we're trying to share experience using our blogs, podcasts, video, and YouTube, and so on. One of the best one for me, it was case with Brazil and the crypto casinos. When we started 5 years ago, it was completely nothing because people didn't know how to work with crypto. And today we're receiving a great revenue before, let's say, before the regulations. So it was one of the best my case in my experience in my career, just to find a new path to working with crypto casinos.
This is really great. Mikhail, congrats on that. Um, and I'd love to get to the core of our conversation. So the iGaming industry has grown into quite a massive global business as it's heading toward $110 billion plus by 2027, and yet it keeps expanding year after year after year. From your perspective, what's really driving this constant growth?
First of all, we have to mention that it's pure numbers. It's not a miracle that's happened or appeared from nothing. So it's a big job of 1,000 people in the industry, and we have to highlight a couple of basic things. And from my point of view, one of the best is it's cooperation between marketing and developing, because these guys making a crazy job. Because if you will take any product, really high developed product, you will see how many features they have inside, how they interact with the users, how they sharing their opinions, how they sharing their expertise with partners. And we count like a lot of big guys who do a great job in developing as well, and everything works due to a great marketing solutions, and really enjoying that iGaming has omni-channel to promoting the products. We're working literally everywhere. We're trying to touch every path of traffic, especially the Facebook, I mean Meta ads, ad networks like Adsterra, email marketing, retention stuff, and so on. It's really amazing because it's called IT and it's developing year by year. Secondly, and one of the huge and important thing that I just pay attention on during 7 years, it was the growing of mobile traffic. Because look at us, on a daily basis we are using our mobile phones, we are waking up with a mobile, we are going to bed with mobile device, we have a 5G every second, we are online, we can do everything in everywhere using our mobile phone. And comparing like 5 years ago and today, changed a lot. The percentages different between desktop traffic and mobile traffic. For example, like 5 years ago, it was 70-30, 70 desktop and 30 for mobile. Today, it's completely opposite. And if we will take 7 days stats from Adsterra, for sure we will find that mobile it's growing is day by day. And it's affordable as well. And for example, if someone from media buyers will come to me and ask, hey, Michael, give me an advice how to start working with India, for example, with iGaming, I will never say just, mate, start a desktop campaign, mobile, because mobile everything makes everything. So from my point of view, mobile made mostly part of revenue for iGaming for last 5 years for sure. Also, we have to mention some niche which appeared in terrible time for us from COVID time. It's esports. It was a new brief, a new step for esport and for Generation Z, because it was really hard to find a way how to, not so how to teach, how to involve the players, the young generation in iGaming. And unfortunately, COVID showed us how it works. So esports become one of the popular from the Gen Z generation. They are growing, they're receiving ban cards, and very soon they will be players as well. And also we have a niche new products like a sweepstakes casino, social casinos. We're growing, just kind of new stuff for market as well, and it's generating revenue plus that we have already. And for sure, it was adaptation of local payments. One of the best example is Brazil in Pix. When they implemented Pix and the payment solution, it was like a holy grail for every guys who are working in iGaming with Latam. So we opened so many doors, so many solutions, so many options to work with Brazil until they made the regulation, unfortunately. But it was a gold time for everyone, and revenue was crazy. So yeah. Unfortunately, this year, so I saw some stats from MGM partners. They published the report, and it was saying like we are in the increasing zone. Unfortunately, it's growing, but not so as far as we wanted. So let's see what will be in 2026, because we're really dependent from the political situation as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I love that you covered mobile. Even a year back, I had a podcast about the state of iGaming in Africa, and Africa is actually mobile first, I would say. All those markets there are really pushing mobile. And apart from that, if you compare today to like 3, 5 years ago, or even pre-COVID, what feels fundamentally different in how this industry operates?
I really love history, and one of my favorite subject is ancient history, and I really love to compare the years. And if we will compare 5 years ago and the present day in a gaming sphere, it's literally, if we will compare the cave age, I mean the Stone Age, and the modern society, because changed a lot. We can start speaking about the product, for example, like it was simplified web sources when you're coming with pure solutions of the payment with no animation, no nothing. It was so, let's say it was raw. Today, when you're coming from any platform of big guys, so you see how everything is animated, how many bonuses they are provided, how it works. You can spend literally an hours providing your time in big products. and the payments as well. So 5 years ago, to top up your account in any platform, you have to go somewhere in the mall to find the machine to put your cash and wait a little bit more than 2 or 3 hours to see your money on your account. And it's really amazing because the guys who are developing the gaming will also communicate when developing with the payment solutions. Also, we can mention like regulations. So 5 years ago, it was really simplified. So we work literally everywhere with everyone, and we didn't pay attention to regulation as well. But the first, let's say, seeds of regulation already were put in the earth, and we have to wait. And here we are. Today, we have a completely different situations and completely different how it works for a big guys, for a gray zone, or for a white zone, and so on. So yeah, the difference is really big, and it's really good that it's a big difference because we see the developing of markets. So for example, as far we know about different kind and similar something like a binary vertical, it was also blasting 5 years ago, and it's disappeared totally, unfortunately, due to regulations. For a gaming, we can see completely different situation. It works in different ways, and I think these guys just teach their lesson from the past and for our verticals. So yeah, this is the like main point about the developing and the growing due to 5 years in a row. So
I love that. I love those insights. And of course, regulations are tightening. Like
yeah.
every day, we can see a new market, tightening it and tightening. It's honestly across so many of iGaming markets, and for many companies, it feels like that space is really getting smaller. Um, where are the smart players adapting and still finding growth despite all those tightening regulations?
Yeah, so regulations is not a big problem for a big guys. I'm speaking mostly for, let's say, flagships of industry. They're making a great job and working with regulations. And one of the best thing what they made was modulate technologies. What does it mean? So, for example, we have a big company who are working with European Union. Everything is clear for European country, but for example, if we are trying to work with Latin country, where regulation is not so flexible, is not so understandable for a moment, and if they just announce something new, and you have to change something on your platform, they're doing immediately because they have just the models. They're changing, they're switching just in one day and 1 week, and here you are in business. So and this is amazing because the guys find the solutions how to work and how adapt very easily using the IT solutions, and for marketing as well, because if we comparing how it was before regulations and how they're working right now, they understand the psychology of the players. So, for example, it was everywhere that you can receive the bonuses, just claim your bonus, free spins, and so on. Now they're making completely different message. So they're writing like, "Take your money. I mean, that's easy withdrawal. You're winning, so no worries. Everything is clear. Everything is transparent." Of course, it's due to regulation, but it's also like new hooks for players, for big guys as well. Unfortunately, for a gray zone, is not so juicy moments to working in regulations, but they are smart as well because they created new type of casinos. They created a new niche like sweepstake casinos where you're not playing for money, but in the end you can receive the money or spend your money, or social casinos or native casinos. We also know in United States. I think in future it will be also a little bit popular, maybe, or maybe not. So it's discussable questions. Also, they implemented one really nice thing. They call it responsible gambling. What does it mean? Of course, we know that regulating saying that you have to keep health of your players on a good level. So when they creating like AI solutions, we're saying to stop for playing in even platform. So, for example, the code find out that you are playing 5 or 3 hours in a row, and it start to send you messages like, "Hey, hold on for a minute, hold on for a day, come tomorrow." And of course, it's in terms of regulations, but it's also creating and increasing LTV for the players. So players not overheating, with not burning down, with not becoming angry, because psychology between the geos, for example, for European Union, for Africa, and for Asia and many countries is completely different. In European Union, the guys are playing just for fun, just to have relaxation because of busy days. And for the same was in COVID time. For Africa, people trying to get money, and the Asia is the same. And responsibility gaming help them just to stop for a bit, take a breath, think, and maybe come tomorrow and after tomorrow just to have to increase this LTV and save the high value players as well. It's really cool and interesting how it works. Yeah, I think this is the main point. So what we have first, like the big guys feeling much better in regulations because everything clear. They know how it works. They buying license, especially in Brazil, that we have a large list, which the operators who are operating with no problems. We're trying to develop a product, and according to the development of product, we're trying to promote it in frames of marketing solutions that they allow too. Because if we will take different restriction in different countries, it's you need to 500 pages books. For example, if we will take Italian regulations, oh my god, it's really complicated, unfortunately. But we see a lot of players still running the campaigns in Italy, and it works. Netherlands is the same. Germany, when it was that you're allowed to promote only in the nighttime, for example, it was really nice for us to make a new targeting for a nighttime and to see how it performed. It was not so bad as well. Yeah, so the main idea to be flexible and find a way how to adapt your business for new solutions and new regulations. And I think it's kind of challenge. In frames of this challenge, you are becoming better, stronger. So that's
Brilliant.
yeah.
Brilliant. And you mentioned a lot of geos, so I'd love to stop here for just a moment. Um, Europe is obviously still dominant, but regions like you said, Latam, Brazil, and parts of Asia and MENA are growing so much faster with even double-digit growth rates. Right now, where do you see the real potential? Where are people, or where are people just following the hype?
So I have to divide for two parts of this question because the hype is one of the things from marketing as well. I will explain a little bit later, but let's speak about the geos. So European Union is everything clear here. We know how it works. We know the psychology. We know why people playing. Where are people will. I mean, where your players doing their job, how to interact, how to catch them, what messages do they prefer, what bonuses, and so everything's clear and with regulation as well. For Africa, like 2 years ago, personally for me, it was a golden mine. It was a golden mine because we generate a really nice revenue with our partners because we opened a lot of geos like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Egypt, South Africa, and the messages was really clear, and localization was very simple because everyone speaks English. It wasn't a problem to create the landing pages. People really love sports. In times of World Cup, in Champions League, we created specified and event landing pages, and it works. It still works, honestly, but people already overheated and the targeting is overheated already. So in frames of recommendations, everyone trying to move in Asia because everyone now speaks about the Asia and how it works, but it's really complicated. It's really complicated to find the partners directly from the Asia. It's literally impossible if you don't have a representative in Asia who speaks, who know the circles, and who can take your hand and go in circles because they are amazing. They know how it works. They know the players. They know the solutions. They well developed. They have everything their own ecosystems. One our friends of ours showed us the internal ecosystem for one betting platform. It was amazing because they created an app with a streaming platform with football matches. They paid for license to show the Champions League, and you were able to pay for subscription to see the match, And in the same way, you had the platform for betting with coffee cents, and you can place a bet right during the stream and to see some prediction. It's amazing. So here we have a nice example for ecosystem, but I didn't saw something similar in Europe and Africa as well. So this is amazing. And regarding the creatives, it's completely different as well. If we'll take examples for countries like Africa or Latam, so you're writing like receive your bonus, and here you are. In Asia, you have to make more than 3-5 rolling out messages to interact with the player. They love it when everything is bright, when everything is shouting to you. It's something's running, rolling, and receiving gifts. We really love gifts, bonuses, and claims. So it's a completely different market, and we have to adapt. We have to explore. We have to research, because we will try to go with the same product solutions, if we will try to use the same strategies for marketing, from promotion, even from omni channels as well, because Asia a little bit regulated, but in our case, so we have big countries like Indonesia, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. They are not allowed to play in iGaming because due to religion as well, and they have also political some stuff with trying to keep you out from iGaming. So, and you have to wait to find the ways. But it's really promising. It's really fast growing. They really adapt. They're researching what is iGaming. They're trying to be in iGaming. They have an crypto as well. That's really interesting. And from my point of view, it will be one of the high and fast growing market in future as well. For Latin market, I have to say it's not over, because a lot of experts told us like Brazil, bye-bye, so we will never come back. Everything will work. We still have partners running the campaigns, and it still shows really nice results. But the question is KYC. As far we have a KYC in Latin America, it's completely different way to promote and to wait the revenue. Because if we're speaking about self-media buyers or media buyers group, they want to see the result immediately, or the operator want to see a result immediately. But according to the specification of Brazil at the moment, you have to wait 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. So you have to be patient. But how many money you will spend until the KYC will be passed, we don't know. For sure, we have results, we know the numbers, but the time is playing against us. But what we can say about other countries in Latin, like Argentina, Chile, Peru, and Mexico, they're amazing. They're working. They are not so regulated as Brazil, but I think it will be maybe the next 2 years as well. But the results, the revenue is growing up, and also promoting in Meta ads in Google, or just networks like Adsterra. It's not so complicated. So we're just running some specific ways. The guys who already know how it works, they will understand me. But anyway, it's stable. It's stable. For example, Africa is a little bit decreasing, European stable, Latam stable, and Asia is growing as well. And about the MENA is also complicated in the present days because internal restrictions. I mean, the political, religion restrictions. But I read maybe 2 days ago the news that United Arab Emirates were trying to develop their own casino license. And that means a lot for guys who are working in gray zone, because it's really easy and nice to work in Dubai with reduced taxes and with a license. I think it would be like also a gold mine for the big guys as well in the gray market. I also would like to share a really nice experience working with Africa. Why I just was a big fan of Africa 2 years ago, because we started working with a new partner. We're trying to develop a huge gaming product, and the first year that we ran it was South Africa. And we started, and we saw the registration only from one region. What ran one region, 3 months, we receive a lot of deposits, revenue, everything's going good, and 3 months, nothing. after 3 months everything's going good, and after we still have like nothing in our stats, and we decided to explore, and we find it out that they have in this region a golden mine, like literally golden mine. The people are coming for season work, they do nothing. I mean, they don't have anything. There's the cinemas. They just living in a kind of camp, but they have mobile devices. They have 5G, and they just playing casino. It was really amazing for us, and we just riding for ourselves this case because it was really in the same time fine and funny, and at the same time it was user acquisition in pure way. So how it was working in Africa last days. Today is a little bit, unfortunately, slowly, but hopefully everything will be great and fine as well.
This is a really cool story about Africa. I did not even expect this kind of a turnout. And you've also mentioned so many markets that we really need to keep an eye on. I would now love to talk about traffic, Mikhail. So it's really another area that's clearly shifting with, there's rising acquisition costs, stricter ad rules. The old playbook doesn't work the same way anymore. What are the biggest changes that you're seeing in how traffic is generated and monetized today?
So let's highlight three things. First of all is streaming, SEO, because we're speaking about mobile traffic. And third one, let's be a first party data, for example, because I saw some solutions I really enjoyed. So let's speak about the streamers. Honestly, I was against the streamers and stream traffic. I will explain why. Because 3 years ago, let's say, the stream traffic was not so really high quality because some of streamers decided that they can cheat because mostly of them working for a prepayment. For example, if some products coming from streamer and they paying like $10,000 per stream, he was really free to generate bot traffic and no nothing in the terms of profit for guys who paid for banners, for example. And when we participated in a discussing panel in Brazil, in Sigma Brazil, one of the local influencers just told us like stream traffic is really the worst one, and I was totally agree. So what we have today, the game were changed and the traffic from streaming works. And just because it was announced not so many months ago, the article, I don't remember the scientist, let's say, but he wrote like the people mostly like to see how people are playing for in video. For example, I'm the same person. For example, if I would like to buy a game for my PlayStation and Xbox, I will see how someone are playing on YouTube. And the same happening with iGaming as well. So we have dozen numbers of streamers how are playing, the people involving, they seeing how it works, they see the animation, we see the bonuses, we see the amounts of winning, and we're deciding to do the same because they already have some, let's say, first step experience. And it's really amazing because it's changed. Of course, we still have bot traffic, but already prepared players, they also generating a lot, especially for trash streamers who are just drinking, they're smoking, they're playing the casinos, and this audience is perfectly fit for some kind of products in iGaming, and it's really nice. When with iGaming, for example, I'm not sure, but probably it was Drake. He just set some bets live, and it was 1 million users who was in live stream, and it's interesting because how market is changing, like he is alive. Also, we have to mention SEO. I'm not really good in SEO, unfortunately, but speaking with my colleagues, our partners, SEO is one of not mostly important, but important, let's say. Because to be first in lists of top application in a web store, or I mean a web store in a Google store, it's really important because it's save a lot of money for you because people searching, they going to the stores, they have recommendations, everything. Algorithm in searching are really smart. For example, if you try to Google some stuff with gaming, for sure you will see it in store. And using SEO is really important to have like in omni-channel and to have a budget for this if you have an application. And for media buyers as well, they can generate a really nice revenue using SEO solutions. So because maybe 2 years ago, if I had the same question, I rather say about the in-app advertising, but there is some opinion that in-app is went out, so it's literally dead and it's no results, unfortunately, especially for Android devices. Also, I mentioned the first-party data and how operators are working with this data. I saw the solutions when you are making registration, they are sending you for a Telegram bot. And Telegram bot helps you to be in touch with your operator 24 hours and 7 days, because they're saying push notification. They're trying to help you with bonuses, with let's say candies, with free spins, and it's touching you in like in first run, so you are not able to run somewhere. So you will have your Telegram until you will mute the notification. And the same working with PVA. So PVA, it's also kind of a solution. It's a really old one. We started working with PVA with maybe 4 or 5 years ago with 1xbet. It's when you're downloading like a web page on your phone. So when you're coming on your phone, you're not going for a browser to go to the platform. You're just tapping on the icon and you're on web version of the platform. And I saw a lot of cases provided by very popular platforms that they created more than like 400% of ROI. And honestly, Adsterra and our guys present day trying to develop the PVA as well, because looks like it's a second brief for these solutions. And if it is, I think in the end of 2027, it will be like a good theme for discussion, how it works, why it's appeared, why it was forgot for 3 years, and now we have the new solutions and technical solutions. I know the one part of the question because it's not so touchable by regulation, honestly. And Google, it's really hard to find such things. But anyway, it's really interesting because something from the past we're trying to bring today to renew, like a phoenix, let's say. And let's see how it will work in the future. But it's really interesting because at the present day, we see the history.
Amazing. And you have repeatedly mentioned omnichannel, which is such a great thing. So if you look at performance, some of the channels still deliver consistent results, but others are really getting either saturated or too expensive. Which channels do you think we should really focus on right now?
So one of the biggest and one of the best channels in the terms of performance, I mean the traffic generation, of course, it will be Meta, because the targeting solutions and what they have on board, it's really nice to find the user, but it's really expensive. It's really expensive, and they also regulated. They're trying to make it more tough, unfortunately. And in the future, for iGaming niche, it will be a little bit harder to work in very so that's so close. And I know that a lot of guys who have their own media buying team, I'm speaking about the operators, and they investing their own media buying team, and these guys trying to work very closely with data driven. They literally freaks. I know guys that created their own AI solutions just to analyze the sources, and according to the results, they're saying like everything is going like it was 3 years ago, for example, but with different numbers and the percentage. So as far as I mentioned, it's Meta, one of the huge one, the PPC. It will be SAO as well, for sure, SEO 2.0. Unfortunately, cookies are dead already, and first-party data will be one of the not the best, but one of the big and good source of traffic as well to in terms of retention. Ad networks like Adsterra, because honestly, we are not so sensitive in terms of licenses, in terms of localization. So we have more than 40K publishers which are running daily traffic, and we systemize it. We are making a whitelists, and in frames and in terms and in the epoch of regulations, it will be also very good solutions to try traffic from tier 3 sources like Adsterra and other guys saying like Adsterra. What can we else? I mentioned SEO as well. I think that's it. Yeah. So omnichannel is really thing because it's flexible. So you can run a lot of channels to see where's profits coming and just close. It's something going bad. Yeah.
Really solid points. Thank you so much for sharing all that, Mikhail. And I'd love to take a look ahead. So forecasts suggest the industry could reach anywhere between 150 billion to even 280 billion dollar by 2030. If you were advising operators or affiliates today, what would you tell them to focus on right now?
So I will not say some basic things or regular things like, hey, focusing on this geo, do this stuff, making new creatives, working with AI, because probably everyone will say the same. But today I just want to work with imagination and with psychology mostly, because everything is going out of our brains, our minds, and our opinions, and where we're living and how it works. And as I mentioned before, Gen Z is growing up, and in the future, it will be like a core of everything what we have. And today, in the present day, we have to figure out how to work in the future because we will leave something for them as well. And I was thinking about the multiplaying with friends because the Gen Z were not really love to communicate in personal. They rather to speak in Fortnite, in online gaming. And if we can adapt such things, such part of psychology in iGaming solutions, to call your friends, to make some quests, to work in pairs, to make some clans, I don't know, something kind of this, to create like kind of similarity of communication according on basis of iGaming, I think it will be a really interesting product. Probably something already exists in the market. I'm not sure because I need to research as well. But I think that communication, like literally people communicate more often in social media than in face to face, unfortunately. And I think it's a good idea and the path to try something in this sphere because the numbers, the researchers researching, and articles and topics saying everything will go in that side. Also, crypto solutions, for sure, crypto solutions, because it's also coming from something from Gen Z. Because for us, let's say 5 years ago, it was something complicated. What was the blockchain, how it works? We didn't know. We was afraid of this, for sure. And today it's part of our life. And this usual stuff for guys who just growing up because they already know how it works. They use it more often than we do. And crypto casinos, crypto solutions, it will be also kind of driven, and it have to be implemented everywhere and generate more and more positive moments for any products as well, because we know already existing products like Stake, like OneWin, they totally crypto casinos and they works. They are leaders of markets, and the channel that we are touching is really amazing. I didn't mention before, but for example, OneWin working with adult channels, and it's really interesting with adult sources. You can see how they're making a branding spot on adult videos, and they are completely right because the audience exists, audience presence on such web sources, and it's not so expensive, I think, that kind of sources. So yeah, in comparing with PPC, I for sure it's less expensive. I've also like to mention about localization, because that until the present day we see so many mistakes in localizations. The guys who just like say the friends, they have some monies to develop like casinos, they go into like bad construct of soft Swiss or whatever. They're paying money for a platform and don't they care about the marketing, how it will work in the market. So we're thinking that everything we can do by AI, for sure we can do about in terms of localization, but they don't have such solution like a proofreading, how it works for locals, is it on local language or not. because we have really nice cases working with Brazil when we discussed the guys what's interesting and for what they're paying attention in the messages. I mean, the banners and so on. And one of the really big fan of the team told us that they have like local screaming for the team. If he will see something similar on the banner, he will think that this something is close to me. It's something from my circle of communication, and it would be more convertible than it's just you make some translation. So the point of localization is really important, and hopefully that guys who are developing and working in the market, they will never skip such thing. And the payment solution as well. So here's everything clear, because if you know, in some countries like India, they still have the cash solutions for a pay for platforms. For example, it was news maybe 2 months ago when the courier just stolen $10,000 in India. So, and you just, okay, he's stolen, but they still working with cash. But someone coming to your house, you're giving the money, he writing down your account number, he going somewhere in the office and make it manually. It's really interesting. So I hope that in the future, the speed of communication, the speed of top upping and the solution in terms of in time when you are paying for a product will be much faster than we have today in tier 3 countries. If we're speaking about tier 1 countries, everything is good here. So yeah, maybe is the main point that I would like to highlight for the future. So
These are super good points, Mikhail, and I want to thank you so much for sharing all your insights with us today. So,
much.
absolutely. And before we wrap up, if you wanted our audience to remember one specific point from our conversation, what would that be?
One specific point of our conversation. So I would recommend probably so to be in researching every time, because every people, I'm not saying about the operator or media buyers, literally everyone, they don't make a simple researches. They don't want to go somewhere to see how it works, how many people are involved in, what the specification about localization, payment solution, and so on. They don't even research. They're asking something on AI, and that's it. But the ways how to generate, so bring information to you to make your personal solution, to make your personal strategy, is researching. And it's really often that someone coming to a Adsterra platform for like a single media buyers, they coming and just, hey, I will do like I saw in one case from a big operator, and why I don't see the revenue, just because it's simplified case for a big audience, and people hesitate to work with niches that they just want to work with overheated targeting, and that's the problem. So if someone will think about the researches and how it works for their personality, it will be much better than just to take just information from surface and work with it. So probably it will be the most point in working with traffic, with markets and so on.
I could not agree more, Mikhail. And how can our listeners reach out to you and to Adstera?
So we have really nice websites, Adsterra.com. We have a really good and informative blog. You will see my articles as well, and you can find me in LinkedIn. And hopefully, we can see each other personally in Sigma in Rome. It's my favorite city, and I'm really enjoying that Sigma starts their shows in Rome, in Italy. Thank you, gods. So yeah, we can see personally, or you can come to Cyprus. I'm living here. Adsterra head office is also here. Just type me in Instagram. Oh, I'm sorry, Instagram as well, in LinkedIn, or you can find the all contacts in Adsterra website.
Sounds like quite an omni-channel
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
how to get to you. Mikhail, thank you so much for your insights that you shared with us today. And based on what we spoke about, it's clear that there's really no single playbook anymore, and companies that are paying attention and adjusting quickly are the ones staying ahead. So thank you so much for sharing your perspective.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. It was a pleasure to be here to share with my experience and thoughts. So see you next time.
Absolutely amazing. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. I hope you found this conversation useful. So make sure to follow Ace Alliance on social media and podcast platforms so you don't miss the next episode of the Ace Alliance podcast. I'll see you